Hello, my name is Mateo Vasquez, and today I'll be taking you through the wonderful world of IT. Today's topic is...
So today we will be talking about published and broadcast information. Basically, this includes online news, citizen journalism, television, and radio, and ebooks, and that's how they're listed throughout books that I use as reference, so I'll talk about them in this order. So, online news. Online news is, well, exactly what the title implies. News that is retrieved online. Usually, actually, for it to be online news, almost always from a trusted source, usually a news agency, but sometimes it can be other stuff. Basically, the website is posted and set up by the company or whatever agency that runs the particular news, and they post their articles up there. Viewers can go in, usually for free, but sometimes they have to pay a fee to view articles about it. And sometimes the news is free, but only for like recent stuff. The archives you have to pay for, stuff like that. And it's a pretty big business. I mean, we have the top 15 news and media websites by their U.S. market share of visits from July 2009. Yeah, 2009 is a bit dated, but I mean, as you can see, Yahoo News gets 8.3% of the traffic, and as you'd expect, major companies have this: CNN, Fox, MSNBC. We even have Weather Underground, which is like a sub branch of the web that is more based on weather set up by personal accounts. But yeah, whole groups appear, and yeah, the weather gets a lot. It is. Oh, and People even gets is in the top 15 down here. But as you see, it's a big part of the market share. And there's a huge huge groups that just send out news about stuff and people, and you can probably recognize most of them. Usually come from trusted sources. I mean, will most likely recognize most of the news agencies over on your right side, or at least some of them. Like over here, we got Forbes, Us, Gazette. As you can see, there's several other ones in here too you may or may not know about, some of them being a bit more obscure. Like this is all related to snowboard news over here. This is obviously local to Columbia, stuff like that. But yeah, the idea behind it all is simply that you're able to get news. And yeah, it does have a few issues. There's the reliability of the actual sources. But this is with any type of news agency. You have to be willing to trust the company. And everyone knows, bias exists in the news. Now, the other part is paying or not. News agencies don't gain a lot of money from advertisements. Advertisements just, well, online advertisements. The amount of traffic and amount you actually have to get for the work you do, it all varies very, very much. But typically, this is the rule of thumb. A news agency will gain more by selling papers instead of by doing advertisements online. So there's the whole issue of should they or should they not be providing this content for free? Will they be able to continue running it? And it reduces the chances of smaller businesses doing news sites like this. But besides that, really, it's been working out for most of the companies. And yeah, there's been whole issues about is the newspaper going to go away, but really hasn't yet, so don't see that. Citizen journalism. Citizen journalism is very similar to online news. It's based around, well, being a citizen and doing journalism. I mean, this right here was taken by just a passerby on the Hudson River during that day of the plane landing, and it's well known because of that image. And pretty well, I mean, images do sell the news. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a news story, and definitely TV news, be sold because it is accompanying either audio or image. It's almost always accompanying video, which really helps sell the whole thing. And citizen journalism is what really helps with regular people telling the news. Going around reporting, I've seen tons of slogans like "I'm unbiased" and will report everything fairly and equally. Well, that's not true. Bias exists in everyone, but the idea is, if you don't necessarily want to believe in just the local news or the national news or anything like that, see what someone at the sites actually said. This is citizen journalism right here. Just cell phone, a few clicks of pictures, and ba-boom. Gonna go post that to the web, but everyone can read on about it when I write my article. Pretty simple, efficient. There is a few issues with the images. This image right here has had a huge controversy. Well, had at the time a huge, not necessarily itself, but what it could represent of controversy based on compensation for using images like that in newspapers or anything. I mean, if you don't have your reporters, sometimes news agencies will just rip images from the web for that, and then there's compensation issues and everything. Also, reliability of citizen journalism is far more questionable. No, I take that back. Is as questionable as regular news sources. So you have to be careful what you believe and when you're reading and everything like that. But citizen journalism, big part of the modern news life. Television and radio. Well, nah, found the best two I could: Pandora and Netflix. Well, yeah. If you have them, you know exactly what it's like talking about them. I mean, it's online movie streaming, online TV, just right there. Use smart TV, click, oh, bam, bam, bam. Oh, look what I got. I can watch all these episodes and all. Don't have to wait for like pay-per-view. You can use pay-per-view to do it. I mean, yeah, there's the issue you're paying while it's loading and you don't only one time, pay per view. But, I mean, yeah. It still makes it much simpler than having to wait for the TV episodes to come out. I mean, you've got some pretty decent selections from time to time. Big Lebowski up here, Groundhog Day, Sherlock. Well, watch this; it's good. But yeah, I mean, there's selections all the time. So choose what you want to. I mean, it's how it works. And Pandora, music being streamed, choosing your songs, making your own radio stations. It's the whole point of it is to provide ease of access to whoever wants it, and that's really what's been going on with modern online digital entertainment going on right now. Finally, we have ebooks. What can I say about ebooks that hasn't been said already? They're lightweight, they carry tons of volumes in them, they come in all different types of models. Of course, most popular being Amazon's Kindle over here, but I mean, is book, got the buttons, move to the next page, and well, I have trouble talking about ebook because they're so well talked about already. I mean, there's the whole issue that comes with who technically owns the books. Are you allowed to share the files? I mean, same thing with any type of file sharing. Someone's always going to bring the issue, well, who actually owns what information and who can you share it with and who can you not share it with. But they're starting to work that out. Actually, some books have a library feature where you're allowed to loan out the book to another person's any ebook reader, but you're not allowed to read it again yourself until they have returned it. It's all based on numbers and cards. It works through the whole point of technology, being able to link up together for this type of stuff. And yeah, there's also the pros and cons of it. Sometimes people say that the ebooks hurt your eyes with the text, but then the paper book's much heavier and costs a lot more to get all of them together. While the ebooks, yeah, you got an initial startup price, but then it's pretty cheap after that. I mean, back and forth about what's actually worth it or not. But I mean, if you have an ebook, you have an opinion on it. And to be honest, I don't really have one, never used one. But it's a topic that people like to talk about for it, and there's plenty of issues you can mention about it. Also, there is the slight issue of possible eye problems from continuously looking at text, especially in dark areas. But you have the same problem with books anyway. So I really think that it's an interesting innovation forward. All of these actually, are just based around the ease of access of information without having to lug around everything in a giant backpack or something like that. And really, that's the point of it, so that you can get your entertainment and your information and your value from far less than it would have required to get the same amount before. More convenience and more ease of access. That's the whole point of these things. Well, these are my references. Same book as normal, and really all my other images are referenced below. I think I'm going to do that from now on in my videos because it takes a long time to go through and actually get all the references listed underneath just heading it up. So, yeah, okay. Roll exit credit.
Well, that's all I've got to say for now. So, until next time, bye.